Okay, we are live. Hello, everyone. I am Steve Fisher. Excuse the voice, I have a little cold. Um, I am a volunteer with Otherworldly Fundraising. We are an organization that was started by a group of nerdy friends who decided that we wanted to use our talents to help other people and do things to make life better for individuals and other individuals. And so every September, we have a virtual con. It's kind of like going to a Comic Con, except you're sitting at home on your couch watching it on TV or your phone or your computer. And we have celebrity guests, we have trivia games, we have authors, we have artists, we have a lot of fun things that go on. And one of the things that we do in order to keep our name out there and keep people aware of who we are and what we do is every month we have a monthly chat. So we're not raising money during the monthly chats. We reserve that for our September show. But we are having these monthly chats so that people are watching, they're keeping our name in the forefront of their heads, and they are wanting to come back and see more from us. So we are on Facebook, we are on YouTube, we have a website. And what I will say, one of the things I'm going to say is September, we have a show coming up, and we have details on the show that I will be sharing at the end of tonight's chat. I'm going to be letting you know who we are doing for our charity and the dates. So stay tuned. It's going to be exciting. And right now, I am going to turn it over to Kevin, Zach, and Steve and let them take over the rest of the show. And I will be back later. All right, gentlemen, you have a good time.
Thank you very
Yes,
much.
we will. We will. I'm excited about this. Thank you, Steve. And speaking of Steve, well, let me just first of all say that I'm Kevin Williams. I'm a puppeteer my whole life. I am president of the Mid South Cartoonists Association for probably the past 20 years ish. And in the process of being a fan of cartoons and being a fan of puppets, along the way, I've run into some really cool people, and two two of those people are here with me tonight, and we have both Steve Troop and Zachary Hamister with me. And I'm going to ask you guys just to introduce yourselves. Go ahead, Zach. Tell us a little bit about you.
Me? Yes.
You.
Well, as you've already mentioned, my name is Zach Hamister. I am from Buffalo, New York. I have been puppeteering since high school, even middle school. I got into puppetry. Always a big Jim Henson Muppet nerd. And I've performed in Little Shop of Horrors many times locally in the area, and just recently actually taught some students at their local high school production. So I've worked with the great Adam Krutinger, had a lot of fun puppet projects together over the years, and met a lot of other people involved in puppetry here in Buffalo. It's been great. Thank you.
You're welcome. And Steve Troop, sir, tell us what's going on with what's been going on with you. How did you get to where we are today? Your little intro.
So I'm a cartoonist and puppeteer. I started as a cartoonist and trying to do a daily comic strip, and then along the way started building puppets, and then I did a lot more drawing as a puppet designer than I ever did as a cartoonist. So I've been that's what I've been. That's how I got into puppetry, was through the back door of design.
Nice. And when you mentioned design, I think that, God, we've had so many conversations over the years between the three of us. Actually, this is the first time the two of you are kind of meeting, right?
It's true. Yes.
Yeah. You became my official friend, what, half an hour ago when I.
That's right. Yeah.
I
that request. Yep. Thank you.
Perfect.
Well,
honestly, this
depending
is
on how the next hour goes, it may be a short-lived friendship.
Yeah. Well, in some of our conversations, we've talked about, the development of characters, design, and things. Also, when it comes to character development, do you feel like it's mostly going to be based on how our designs come forward? You think it's about the where do you feel as a part of the design of, or the presentation of a characterization of a puppet coming from? Is it going to be from that initial design, in other words, because you like to design them. You do a lot of building.
Me?
Yeah.
Well, you know, it's interesting. I didn't know if it was a general question or whatever. I tell you, I don't know where it comes from, to be honest. I think it's a lot to do with the first impression of the performer when they see the character. That's kind of where a lot of it comes from. But recently, like within the last year, I've been stumbling across a lot of old videos of like Jim Henson and Frank Oz on like the old Mike Douglas show, stuff like, and some other shows where Frank Oz really goes in depth where he found those. And he approached it more of like an actor, like this character has a conflict with this character, and this is why they're this way, and this is how they work, and this is what's, you know, Miss Piggy is a truck driver in the body of a woman, you know, this sort of stuff. And so I've been really thinking a lot in characterization is more like an actor than as a puppeteer in the last last year or so. So I think it's really kind of a marriage between the look and the performer.
And the performer. When getting into the design of a character, and yes, Kristen Marie, we're going to see some felt Americans in just a bit. But but when you get into designing the puppet character, what are the things that lead you into that design?
The hand. Basically, I try and figure out where the hand, how it's going to be manipulated. And kind of build out from there. Like sometimes I'll get an illustration or I'll develop an illustration for somebody and they want to look. And then the first thing I do is try and figure out how the hand's going to operate it. Like if there's a way to put some sort of mechanism in there or something, I'll kind of figure that out and then build out from there. Because like my own characters, I would always try and keep the neck. Like I would draw a very skinny neck and try to figure that out. So that would blow the head way up to get the neck that small. Okay. And then as I've developed over the years, I've kind of realized that nobody really looks at the neck. So you can kind of fudge that a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh, that's very true. I find myself not looking at the neck very often of people in general.
Well, I kind of feel like it's when you're developing from a drawing to or a 3D rendering of a character to a puppet, you're going to get about 80% there. You know, and it's picking the right 80% to translate it, because you want something that's performable, but you also want something that looks like the character. So a lot of times they'll draw this tiny little mouth, and like you can't perform that,
right?
So,
yeah. As if it was a smaller design,
maybe like
Pepe or like Rizzo is a smaller character, you know.
Yeah.
Well, I used to have a design class that I would teach online, and one of the things I said, now every client I've ever worked with, they want a Bunsen honeydew mouth and an animal or gonzo character.
Wow. Yeah.
And they want it to be cheap, so they want it to be a base puppet. So it's like, well, all those things work against each other. You got to make some decisions.
Those would be really hard. And so when looking at puppetry construction and design, the first thing I'm hoping for every time is something super duper light. The lighter, the better to me.
Right.
When you get these puppets, Zach, and you have the opportunity to slide right in, what is the what are you looking for in a character? What are you looking for in a puppet?
Something fun to perform, something I could give like a fun character voice and, you know, give it a fun personality. You know, you want to have fun doing it, right? And if you're having fun doing it, people are having fun watching it. So something fun. I prefer animal characters most of all over like people and sometimes monsters. But yeah, I like animal characters. There's a rabbit that I do, Binky Bunny, and of course Sebastian Frog. So yeah, monsters are always fun because you can do whatever with a monster. But yeah, I prefer like animal type characters that I can kind of just play off of that, you know.
Yeah. Do you feel like so a lot of the things that I'll end up doing, of course, it's because I've always loved Peanuts. I've always loved Muppets.
What kind of peanuts do you like?
What's that?
What kind of peanuts do you like? Like
I like honey roasted, pre-shelled. Actually, I don't like to have to. I don't like.
You like Charlie Brown and Snoopy is what you like.
Yeah. That's the flavor of peanuts. Yes.
There's no.
Oh yes, actually pistachios are great.
Courtesy of Southwest Airlines. There you go.
like those pistachios.
I just had them right there. But sorry, go on.
Nutty.
To go nuts there. There you go.
Yeah. Oh, well, I'm glad we got that out of the shell there.
There you go.
But so I've had those kinds of inspirations over the years, and I've also kind of when people say, well, what are Muley and Friends like? Well, it's basically taking Peanuts and Muppets and mixing them together and putting them in the oven until half baked. That's kind of it.
Yeah. There you go.
And so whenever you're, what were your inspirations to get into these different things? I kind of feel like I already know anyways, but go ahead. Whichever one of you want to speak up. We've talked so much about it, and I was about to say I already know, but for the people who don't know, I want to know more about your inspirations for them. Whichever one of
you.
Okay.
After you. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, all the characters that I do. Well, when I'm performing, basically, it starts off as an impersonation of something else, and then trying to find my own way of like. I find I've met quite a few professional puppeteers, and they always kind of fall into those Henson voices. Like they do their put on a puppet. The first thing they go is "Hi ho, it's me," and it's like okay, or they do the "Oh, here I am," it's like okay, you got the Rolf and the Kermit out of your system. Do something else, type of thing. I remember when I was doing Mayberry first, it was hard for me to come up with a voice because I had drawn the character for like 12 years and I had no idea what he sounded like, and I started doing a bad Shatner impersonation, kind of like, let's see. I think the first line was "duh freeze" or a freeze was so I go "duh freeze." That was kind of what I started with. And my friend Eric he goes, "Remember we did that movie like 12 years ago and you were supposed to be Spock, super excited, and you said I have some Klingon dog food in my quarters. We could hit him with that." And he goes, "Use that voice." I go, "Okay." So I did it, and then it kind of turned into Get Smart without the New York accent. So it was "Here I am," here I am. That was kind of like that. And then I was like, oh, it kind of sounds like Scooter. So it's kind of a combination of all those. So it's kind of a "Hi, how's it going?" That's the voice I use for it now. Okay. So that was kind of the evolution of that. But then like I do this Eddie character, which is Frasier. It's like, "Here I am, Eddie the therapy dog." That started off as kind of a bad Frasier, and I do a bad Columbo. "Here I am. Just one more thing, sir. And I can use that for a character. So it's like trying to take elements of voices that I can do and kind of turn them into something, but then trying to make it my own. So I'm not just doing a Scooter. So that's kind of where my process is.
Zach, how about your process? How do you get where you're going?
Well, I usually either take a car or fly in a plane, but so do you want how I got into puppetry, or how do I?
Yeah, let's talk about how you got into puppetry. What made you interested in that, and let's if you want to also talk a little bit about getting into character, that's cool too.
Oh, okay. Well, behind me you can see there's a picture of Jim Henson and the Muppets. That's for the 30th anniversary. Obviously, I was a big Muppet nerd, Muppet nut, and I think it was the Jim Henson Hour special, The Secret of the Muppets, that really made me want to get into puppetry because it showed the puppeteers underneath the characters, and I thought that was the coolest thing. So I'd already loved all the characters, but then seeing the performers perform them and then bring them to life, and they pulled the camera out and you see all the puppeteers underneath, and then they went back and Gonzo's like stepping out, okay, the floor's back, everything's good, back to normal. I thought that was the coolest thing. So I started doing little puppet shows with toys, and over time doing voices and some impersonations and whatnot. But I think when I really got into puppetry is when I bought a puppet from Terry Angus, Fraggle Rock, and occasionally he'd make a Muppet style professional puppet on eBay. And I just remember there was like a bat and a sheep and a shark and the coolest things. And then there was this old blue frog named Sebastian. And I just thought, I was like, I gotta have that. I gotta have that. So I think it was the most I ever spent on eBay at the time. And I was like, I gotta win him. And I did. I won him. It was back in 2003. And I was in college. And so I got this puppet and he was just what I wanted. I already had an idea for him. It was just going to be this sarcastic frog. very unlike me. Like, he can say whatever he wants, and it was just kind of fun. I'm a little more shy, where Sebastian can just be kind of naughty, and just it was just a lot of fun. So I would, as being in college, I was always nervous of presentations, but I would always ask, "Can I do it with puppets?" And like, sure, why not? So I'd bring Sebastian. I'd do the presentation, whatever it was. There was one course I took. It was about gambling addiction, learning about addictions, and I did this thing with Sebastian pulling the slot machine and getting addicted to gambling, and so it really just kind of, I was developing kind of ad-libbing, and oh, look at Jim Hensenauer, and just working, and then I started doing school shows and birthday parties and things. So, and then getting more characters, and that brought me into community theater, where I did Little Shop, and that's where I met my friend Adam Krutinger, and just getting him into puppetry, and then he became the Fantastic Builder, which is a total other topic that we could talk about. But we did a lot of shows, and we have all these beautiful puppets that he has created over the years.
Mm-hmm.
So
a whole lot of them.
That's a little bit
of
a journey.
Yeah.
How about you, Kevin? Tell me about your process.
My process is that I had drawn Muley the Mule and Friends since 1980, when I was a little bitty kid. And in my head, I could hear how the different voices go, right? But one thing that I did was just take my own personal voice and change where I was in my own octaves for things. So if we're going to visit with Muley, for example, that was all from up in here. Mm-hmm. So whenever I do that voice, it just comes out from up here, and that's where I am with Muley. So it's my voice just up here, as it was with Roy Duck was much higher, and Buford the dog was lower, gruffer, because all of the dogs in cartoons had that kind of ha-cha-cha-cha voice, And so
do you do multiple characters, or are you pretty much just Muley?
No, multiple. I've got Muley. I do the Grim Reaper. That's our comedian. If you can imagine, boy, he really kills them.
What's his voice like?
What's his voice like?
Just run through the voices.
Okay, so there's Muley the Mule up here. There's Frankie Sinatra from Transylvegas down here. And he's going to freeze up like that, too. Anyways, geez, I haven't done death in so long, but...
this is what do you call a witch?
Yeah. What do you call a witch without a broomstick? Walking. So that would be death. Gosh, I'm trying to think who else we've done over the years with the different.
Did you have the Santa Fish?
That one, yes, we do have Santa Fish, and actually, I leave that one to Martheus to perform.
Okay.
So and my little clique of friends that we have here in Memphis, we all work together on artwork, comics, puppet stuff, anything that we have as a part of our personal projects. The four of us are typically involved in that. And so Muley's best friends happen to be some of my best friends, which are, Buford the dog is Martheus Wade, who's created Jetta Tales of the Toshigawa graphic novel series. His wife plays Missy Mule. Janet also works on the comics and the graphic novels. And then DeMarco Randall is Roy Duck now. And he fills in the slots, all everything else. So he's into painting, drawing, coloring, sculpture, performance, just all kinds of things. Great at it all. But see, were you about to ask something?
No, what? See, I have noticed that the puppetry has informed my cartooning. Like seeing my friends portraying the characters really informed who these characters were for me, and it affected the comic. I'm sure you had something similar happen with yours. I mean, you and I have very similar backgrounds, like drawing a comic that turned into puppets that went back into the comic.
Yeah. Yes, and and just to pitch the news out there. Well, not the news, but part of that history is that when web comics first began, or were just starting to take off, Melonpool was already, that was the forefront. And I think that it kind of set a pace for everything else, which was cool. And then the Mid-South Cartoonists Association, we were on Rock 103's website when they used to be Rock 103. And they had the morning, the Wake Up Crew, And they had a page that's called the Funny Pages. And that's where we all pitched in and had all of our comics there. But that was that was months. That was a couple of months after you had already started with yours. Now
I
the
started
three
in
of us,
'96.
probably.
I started in '96. Yeah. And were you, Zach? Were you on Muppet Central as well, or were you?
Yeah, back in the day.
Yeah. Okay.
I was
Because I
just
remember when
about
that
to
Terry
mention
Angus.
that.
I remember when that
Also
Terry Angus
because-
puppet went up, and I
Yes,
didn't really
yeah.
know when who got it. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, you remember that?
Yeah,
He
I
was-
do, because I knew Terry Angus through Ken Plume, and Ken Plume, was basically, he was always like, if you have any questions, you got to talk to Terry. He knows everything.
He's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He does. Yeah,
That's where I met Earl. That's where I met Earl Kress as well. Was in that.
Yeah.
And Stacy Gordon. All those people we were all up and comers at the same time.
Yeah. And Muppet Central was the introduction for a lot of us. Of course, that's Jim Henson Hour. When I saw that posted earlier, the first thought was, oh, Jim Henson Hour. They had the Muppet Central segment, and that was the website, and then the chat rooms, and then we all meet up through there.
Well, they had that whole puppetry section, and that was really the only place to talk about puppetry.
It was at the time, yeah.
Yeah, it was like 5 years. That was the only place you could do.
That was prior to most social media. Was the forums.
Oh yeah,
and so we were all just gathered there.
It predated MySpace, because I remember MySpace was kind of where I popped over to after that.
That's right.
Yeah.
All right, should we address this question that's been hanging over us all the time?
I think we should definitely. Kristen asks, what is the strangest position you've been in as a puppeteer? Go, Zach.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I have a couple of them. Obviously, when I performed in Audrey 2 for Little Shop, for Pod 3, that's when it starts to talk. I mean, I'm sitting in a giant flower pot. There's a chair in there. I've got these root legs over that are my pants, basically. I've got to sit crisscross, and I'm stuck like this in this pod egg for like 3 or 4 songs, doing nothing, just like this, just waiting, making sure the puppet doesn't move, waiting until I can, So that's one of them. I've done that multiple times. And then we did a commercial once for it was kind of like a antique store, and they had all toys and stuff. And I was this rabbit, and I pop out of this armoire, but to hide me, they put a blanket over me. It was the summertime, so I'm doing this rabbit. I couldn't see the monitor. I think we did a monitor, but I couldn't, so I just had to eye it out. We did it probably like 45 times, and I'm under this thing, not knowing where I'm going, but we finally got it. But those are just a couple of them, so.
Whoa.
I was on a shoot for American Greetings. It was for an e-card, and they bought a 5-foot IKEA couch, and they cut a hole in it, and they said, they put it up on blocks, 6-inch blocks, and they said, can you get under this, put your arm through, and operate this puppet? I said, sure. So I lay down, my legs outstretched, this thing's on, like lowered on top of me, doing it for like 2 hours, off and on. And I said, okay, we want to get one wide shot. Is there any way you can get under there with it on the ground? I said, we can try. So I had to get crisscross legs, lay flat on my back, and then they pulled out the blocks and lowered it down. It was like a coffin lid coming down on my face, like this.
Wow.
The springs, I had to turn my head because otherwise my nose would hit the springs.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there for an hour doing this, and I'm trying not to hyperventilate. I'm trying not to, just trying to get the shot, They get the shot, they pull it off of me, I get out of there, and then they don't use the shot.
Oh, yeah. always the case.
Yeah.
It's a great story, though.
I think for me, it was there was a project that they were shooting locally that they were trying to get a puppet news type program going, where it was more like the news that would have been on Hee Haw back in the day, right? Just here's a topic, and it's all wrong information. But there were also commercials that were a part of it, and it was being sponsored by a local car company. I don't know, one of the ones that sells big trucks. And these puppets, we had to perform the mouth portion, and the head, the body, the hand, but the eyes would blink and move, and they had ears. They were dogs, and their ears would move also, and they were super duper heavy. They wanted these puppets to drive a truck, and there was no room, no matter how we tried to maneuver it, there was no room to lay in the front. And make this thing happen. So the other puppeteer and I end up basically having to lay on top of each other. There's a party for you. Reaching around the driver's seat one way, the other one reaching around the passenger seat the other way, so that we're having to sit like this the whole time and maneuver these puppets while they're shooting from the front of the car, yelling at us, look left, look right, look right. So ultimately, everybody was in the weirdest contortion. Both our bodies were in the weirdest contortion to make this one shot happen. And you know what? Stop. Let's do this again because we want to do a different word in this.
Right.
Okay. Oh, let's stop. We want to do this one again. It's like, guys, we're dying in here. There was no air conditioning. We were outside. The sun was beaming down, plus all of this stuff going on. I was like, oh! It's a moment where you wish you have hair just to pull it out.
Back then, you had a full head of hair, and that's kind of where it went. Right?
That car situation too. Many times now that I think about some of the 48, I'm in the front seat, smashed down, or you've got a live hand character where there's two puppeteers and you're entangled like pretzels, either on the ground or in the whatever it is. So we've all been that. You're twisted up, you're smashed in a corner. You're under a blanket, whatever it is, just to get the shot right,
Right.
The multiple angles of it,
Yeah.
The first puppet thing I ever did when I was 22 years old. It's actually on YouTube if you want to see it. It's the original Melonpool movie in 96 or 94. The final shot, we were 4 puppeteers in a Nissan 200 SX, a tiny little car.
Mm-hmm.
I was reclined back, driving the car with and I wasn't working puppet. I was just reclined back. My friend Eric was behind me working Mayberry in the driver's seat and his puppet. The seat was down. The biggest guy we had, Chris, was lying in the entire back of it, working the hamster puppet. And the other puppeteer, who was the tallest of us, was down in the floorboards of the passenger seat. And we got the shot and we drove away in this thing. It was the craziest thing. Things that you can do when you're
It's always tough, yes, because we do have to be in the Cassidy L says hi, Steve.
Oh yeah, I know Cassidy. I actually saw your other two, the Phil Van Duder ones, and I was like, oh, I know who that is. She's a big Dr. Phil Van Duder.
It's great artwork. I see that. Cool.
Yeah. Who drew that?
I've drawn one for her. I didn't draw that one, but
Digit is awesomeness. So I saw Digit at this is World Puppetry Day. We talk about let's talk about exhibitions or things, right? So I went down to the Center for Puppetry Arts when they were doing an exhibition of obviously Jim Henson work there, but as I rounded one of the corners, there was Digit, and Digit looks rough after all of these years, but the designs that went into developing who Digit was, seeing him on TV is a lot different than seeing him in person.
Mm-hmm.
And that jacket he wears should have been marketed for sale somewhere because that is one heck of a cool jacket.
Wow.
What
was he made of? Was he silicone?
Huh?
Was he like a silicone or foam rubber skin? What was he?
Yeah, silicone foam rubber. He's been restored. They restored him, but it still isn't going to be what it was at one time. So, and Melonpool is also sheer awesomeness. Steve, you are so darn creative.
What is this Melonpool I keep hearing about? Thank you.
Yeah, I
like to put as many plants in the audience as I can to.
Oh, there you go.
Keep the conversation coming towards me.
Zach,
Never mind that one. No, just kidding.
Yeah, I put plants out there as well, but mine are typically poison ivy. There's one.
Talk about plants.
Yeah.
A little Tui here. This one was built by Adam. It was a prototype.
Yeah, I thought that was an Adam.
Built by Adam. It was never completed, but he had given this to me, and we actually used it before they got the puppets. I was letting the students use this for Pod 1 and Pod 2 for Seymour, just to get used to having something in their hand. But he was close by, so I just thought I'd show him.
If I'd known we were making jokes and I had mine close by, I think it is, but it's behind the curtain. I'm just going to leave it there, my pod. So do you wish Sci-Fi would bring back Jim Henson's Creature Shop Challenge, and would you audition? I wouldn't. I'm not the best kind of a builder in the world at all.
I did audition for the first one, but I didn't get called.
Hmm.
I think it's because I know Kirk, and he was a judge, Kirk Thatcher, and I think
that would be.
I like to think that was the reason. Could be because I'm super awkward on screen.
Well, do any of those types of shows, for example, where you watch construction of things or sewing or repair type programs, any of that ever inspire you in a way to create, to make, to perform a different way? Either one of you that want to speak up?
I watched this one of cow hooves that I watched being trimmed. That I do watch a lot of things that I never would think I would watch. But I'm very much interested in the process of all of these weird things, restoring an old table or I got a lot out of watching those quilting shows where some lady puts together a quilt. It kind of taught me how to make certain sewing things, I learned how to pattern by watching Trading Spaces, and they would make slip covers for sofas. And that was how I learned how to pattern, or one of the first things I did. So I do get inspiration from a lot of interesting things. I would love, the only show that I would really love to get on, I would love to be interviewed by Under the Puppet, Grant. Yeah. I forget how to say his last name, but his podcast. I would love to do that one. But
that would be a good one. Yeah. That would be a good one. What about you, Zach?
I was just watching. It's interesting. I was just watching how Cadbury eggs are made. And how I was just watching that today, so I don't know. They make the mixes, and it's fascinating to see how things are made. Anything, whether it's a car or a puppet.
Yeah.
And that inspired you then to make some Cadbury eggs?
Yeah, exactly. No, to eat some.
Oh, okay.
He just fills all his puppets with marshmallow now. For some reason.
Yeah.
Right. What characters would you create if money was no object? That's coming from artist extraordinaire Trevor Hawkins. That is a good question.
I have. What was I going to say?
So I'm wondering if he means like replicas of something else that exists.
Right.
If it were me and I had all the money and there was no question, it would obviously very much be Big Bird.
Oh.
I love and adore Big Bird so much. But then I think I would love the Peanuts cast.
Oh, as puppets?
Oh, really?
Yeah. Wouldn't that be fun? Like if you could make them look exactly like the cartoon.
Sure. Yeah.
That would be the thing.
Did that, the Simpson puppets.
Oh yeah, Simpsons would be fun too.
Looney Tunes, what Disney characters? Yeah. Professional.
Oh, Zach, you would definitely need some Looney Tunes.
Yeah, that'd be a lot of fun. I think of
I haven't answered this, but I can't remember what it is now. I talk about it all the time. I'll come back to it.
The Iron Giant.
No, I don't know.
A big giant walk around robot.
Make a giant animal. The giant animal.
Yeah. Oh, that would be awesome.
Honestly, I would love to build myself a C-3PO suit. That's one of the things I would love to build.
Yeah.
I'd also like to be thin enough to get inside the C-3PO suit.
Yeah, that would be fun. Yeah, to be thin again.
That
would be nice.
I would love a set of Little Shop puppets that are, just ginormous, right, for the final pod, especially if you've seen it like the touring one. They used to have one that had like a robotic one that would come above the audience.
Yeah,
that would be kind of
awesome.
neat to perform in something like that.
So Trevor
puppeteers.
Trevor verified that it was for our original characters, not replicas. So if you were going to invent and create a character where money was no object, what would it be? Mine, I would want Muley as an animatronic so that he could sit on a bench away from me and I could talk through a speaker that would come through his mouth that would seem, a camera so I could see what he's looking at, all of that stuff. Put him on a bicycle and let him ride the bike, let him do his own thing. Live, Mule, live.
that little Olaf that Disney has that walks around.
Yeah,
I never want to see Olaf and Sven again. I built 2 sets of those things, and they're driving me.
Wow!
Yeah.
So that was Steve saying commission him for a Sven and an Olaf.
I got one for rent in my living room right now. If somebody wants to rent Sven, but yeah.
I don't
know. I feel like I've built all my character. Anything that I really feel like building, I end up building. But I don't know.
A walk around melon pool, lifestyle.
I don't know. None of that really really appeals to me. I wouldn't mind building. I would love to build that set again. I'd love to build that. I built the full scale bridge set for the melon pool characters that was up for like 2 years. Yeah, I wouldn't mind building that again. But
where is that now?
In a dumpster somewhere or in a landfill somewhere. It had a series of problems. Number one, we got broken into at the shop, and then some of the puppets got stolen, and then we lost the shop and put it in storage, and it got damaged, and we put it back together, and then it just didn't. Oh, and then the other problem was that the way I designed it, it had all these slanted windows, like our displays all the way around. And the first time we turned on the lights, we realized we could see all the puppeteers and the reflections of those monitors.
Oh no!
We'd have to all wear black in complete darkness to shoot that entire thing, and that kind of took a lot of the wind out of my sails. But who knew? I mean, I never built anything like that.
Yeah.
It was 12 feet wide, and it was a full circle of 8 pie wedges that all went together, and the floor would come out. It was 4 feet off the ground. It was really neat. Had a working door.
Oh wow!
I think that touches on the right thing. I would almost rather have money for TV or stage performances rather than. Because the puppets are going to come.
Yeah, my house is so full of puppets right now. I don't even know what to do with them.
I'm coming over to play.
Yeah,
you coming too, Zach? Let's go.
I'll have a garage sale. I was making puppets for the Boost Mobile. Well, I didn't actually make them. I designed a bunch. I did a lot of work for BJ Geyer and Legacy and Greg Bellora. I did a bunch of designs over the years, and basically what that was like is we need 100 puppets. Can you design 100? Well, we need 40 puppets. Can you do 100 designs so that we can make 40 puppets? And so I just would sit there and draw, send them their way. I ended up doing, like, after a while, after about the first 40 or 50, I was drawing friends as puppets. I was drawing actors as puppets. I was drawing, anything I think of, combinations, like wild ones. Here's the, Art Garfunkel version. Here's, whatever. And then they would pick the ones they liked, and then they want to see different color variations, and they did that, and then they would build them. And then how I did the Gino, what's his name? The one in Big Bang. I forget the character's name, but he was a character that Sheldon and Bob Newhart fooled around with.
Okay.
I designed, that was actually a cast off from from the Boost Mobile. It was the bus driver, and he was based on Ralph Cramden, and they ended up using that design and making that into that character. Gino Neutrino is his name.
Neutrino. Neat.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool. And so, if you could take a Broadway musical and recast it only with puppets, what musical would you choose? I would do Little Shop of Horrors, but all of the people are puppets and the plant is a human. I'm joking. I'm playing. I don't know. What do you guys feel like? Cats would be great with puppets.
Oh, that is a good one. That's a good idea.
The Lion King. Well, they're not all puppets, but they are animals.
Right. Avenue Q, I think. Oh wait.
But Beauty and the Beast would be really cool to have.
Yeah, that would be a good one.
To have more of the sized characters, a Lumiere, and to be actual puppet chartures. Yeah. At least some of them. Maybe you still have the human characters, but that would be kind of cool to see.
I wonder what something like the Music Man, like if you're really gonna go crazy, like the Music Man or Sound of Music with puppets might be interesting.
But then something like the marionette part has to be performed by humans.
Right.
Oh yeah.
That's a good question. There's a lot of them I think would work really well as puppets.
Well, there used to be this group here in LA, and I think they're in Phoenix now, or maybe they're not, but it was called Shakespeare Has No Legs, and they would do entire Shakespeare plays with puppets, the whole cast, and they would do something sword fight with it. It was kind of amazing. Yeah.
Wow.
Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. You know, it gets really boring seeing that. But if they can do something interesting, it
Well, you know, and mentioning that.
Somebody said that you could you get about 10 minutes out of a new puppet being introduced, and after that it gets boring. So you have to keep introducing some gimmick or some new thing that makes it more interesting to keep it going.
The Wizard of Oz would be kind of cool.
Yeah,
that would be a blast.
That would be a good one.
Although there kind of was a company that did it.
Well, and there's different types of puppetry too. I mean, you could do some pretty interesting things with, you know, like one style of puppets, like marionettes for the flying monkeys or something like that.
Yeah,
and,
that would be good.
And then bring in, you know, something else, you know, different style, tabletop puppets if you want to do the Munchkins or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Something like that would be interesting. That would be really, you know, bring in all these different types of puppetry.
This is on stage, right? It's not a film. It's a live performance.
Yeah.
The Wizard.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people just think this, you know,
right.
You know, or this, you know.
Sure.
Glove puppet. Wait, was that glove puppets, or you're telling us you love us?
Yeah, I don't know what I guess it's this. I have such small hands; they end up being this.
Yeah. You know, when that was kind of touching on a different bit of an idea there, because one thing I complain about is that I don't get to see enough live puppetry performances, because usually if there's a puppet around, it's me. So I said, do you guys get a chance to see puppetry in action other than you performing it?
I guess, you know, if there's a touring show, or if I'm in New York City, I saw Warhorse. That was cool.
Oh, Warhorse is amazing.
Yeah. And Life of Pi, I saw that before it closed years ago, and that had, you know, the zebra and the tiger. The puppetry was phenomenal, and it took sometimes 3 or 4 people operating these animals, and they just kind of disappear. And the way they would move, it was beautiful. It was an awesome show.
I unfortunately went and saw King Kong when that was.
I wish I could have seen that.
Well, if you want to see 45 minutes of Kong running across the stage, that's a lot of what it is. But it's again, it was.
I forgot about that.
It was the puppetry was amazing. The puppets were amazing. Seeing the guys, they would climb up the ropes and operate different parts. There's about 15 guys working. It's pretty amazing, that stuff. But it just was not a musical that could sustain 45 minutes of puppetry. You know?
Was that in New York?
I did. Yeah, I was in New York. We were doing Alien versus Musical. We were because I did this off Broadway show, and we actually were out there doing it in 2019, end of 2019, or beginning, I guess. And we were actually trying to shop it to get off Broadway. Okay. And we were making some headway and had everything in storage and doing the whole thing. But while we were there for 10 days, we went and saw a couple of shows. And one of the ones we saw was King Kong. And we were kind of trying to get it done. And I just keep thinking, like, thank God we never got a deal, because we would have lost our shirts in 2020. You know, that's right when we're going to do it.
I still have the DVD you sent me of that.
Oh, King Kong?
Yeah. No. That would have been a huge DVD, but the Alien versus Musical.
Oh, cool.
So Steph asks, what's your favorite project you've worked on? Zach, you've done a lot of fun things.
I have.
Lately.
It's hard to pick one. But I really like the Littlest Snow Monster that I did with Adam and Maria. It was live. It was a puppet musical, right? And it was an original story and original songs and original puppets. And we did that for 3 years of the Christmas season, right before I became a flight attendant in 2015. And so I played a little penguin named Perry. And that was a lot of fun. And it was done in the Avenue Q style. So we wore all black, and you saw the puppeteers. There was one puppet that was a full body suit. That was a polar bear that chased us around. That was a lot of fun. So I think that's probably one of my favorites, because I was working with all my friends. It's created our own show, and it was just a blast. So I'd have to go with that one.
Yeah, that's a good one. Steve, what do you reckon?
I don't know. Favorite things. I mean, I really enjoyed Alien vs. Musical. That was a lot of fun, just because like I was building these crazy big puppets and out of junk. It was very Mystery Science Theater aesthetic, but there was something very satisfying about doing the T-Mobile with Zach Braff and
Awesome.
Donald Faison, just because I built those puppets. I built 2 likeness puppets in 33 hours.
Wow.
Dude.
That's awesome.
I was driving home after shooting all for half a day, and I'm have to drive an hour and a half, and I'm starting to do this, and I go, I'm gonna die this way. This is how I'm gonna die, is falling asleep on the freeway in bumper to bumper traffic in LA after staying up for 33 hours from building these puppets. So, yeah, that was kind of the. It's like, just stay awake, stay.
Oh my gosh, you just needed to just get a can of coffee and just eat the coffee right out.
Well, I after the first day, my dog, I have a 14-year-old Italian Greyhound, and she gets this to the point where she has to go to the bathroom every 4 hours, and I'm sitting there, and she come back in. Okay, take her. And finally, I call up my buddy Eric. I'm like, Eric, is there any way you can take Tilly for for 24 hours? I can't keep getting up. I got to build these puppets.
Oh,
Now, if only we could train dogs to sew, right?
Yeah, little hands.
I think some of my favorite projects with Muley and friends, we did a big cabaret show one time to raise money for a food group, and we had, that was very Muppet Show like, in that the characters started with a song. Beginning and end of first act, beginning and end of second act, they were doing a song. The characters were performing some sort of a skit in between all of the acts that were on the stage. And we had 5 human acts, first and second act, up on the stage. But that was a lot of fun. Millionaire Magazines was a TV show that we did that showed in Tennessee, Arkansas, Missouri, Kentucky, North Carolina, and I think Arizona. And, again, that was just working with friends on both of those projects. And then another one was the Muley's Talentless review show that we did at a couple of conventions around. And that was
that one.
Yeah, actually, Zach was there for the very first one of those Talentless review performances that we did. That was in Ohio, and he drove down from Buffalo. And
Yes.
Wait, was that? You met?
We did. That's when we first met in person.
Oh, that was the first in-person meeting. Yeah,
because I drove from Buffalo to Ohio. That was probably what, 2000. I don't even remember now.
I don't know.
No,
it feels like it could be forever, though.
2009, I want to say.
2009. Wow. Yeah. Because, yeah, but, just the same as with you, Steve, I met him over Muppet Central forums back in the day. And,
right.
He's a little kid, I guess, back when we all first started visiting on the thing. But he made, and this is all an aside outside of puppetry kind of, but his favorite back then was Rolf the dog. And he was making these Rolf hats. These Ralph hats, right?
Who was?
Zach was.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. And so it was a little band you would put around your head, a little construction paper band you would put around your head with ears that came down.
Ears. It had to be.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he shared a picture online of that, I think. Oh, wait. No. He initially did a Muppet Magazine cover of himself.
Yeah, he wanted to be on Muppet Magazine. So for project for advertising design class, I designed myself holding a Kermit stuffed animal on the Muppet Magazine with me.
That's really funny.
And he posted something online about, hey, if you like it and you want one, I'll send you one. So I said, yeah, sure, send me one. So he did, and actually I've got in my file cabinet, there's a drawer that there's a file that has just that hat inside of it. Still, after all this time, it's well protected.
I think I made 3 of those all together.
I've got one of the 3. But yeah, I think so. Yeah, he drove down to Ohio to a convention there and met up with all of us. Sebastian got on a little bit, and then we went to Buffalo after that and got a chance to hang out with Adam there and popped open the container of puppets and dig in, man. So he got to dig through all of that and look at how I built puppets badly. And he got into that and checked those
started then, yeah.
How many versions of Muley have you built over the years?
4.
And then have you rebuilt the Terry Angus, or are you still using the same one?
Adam rebuilt the Terry Angus.
Okay.
So I did that one. So Adam had rebuilt it for me.
Gotcha. I think I built Mayberry 10 or 11 times now.
Oh, wow.
Man, you wore him out.
A lot of it was they were just like I would learn new techniques and maybe like trying to get them closer to being a cartoon. I saw that. So when I was a kid, there was a group that went to elementary schools to teach about disabilities. They used life-size Japanese Bunraku style puppets and were called Kids on the Block. I remember that they had a special that was on Disney Channel that I was just fascinated with, talking about the behind the scenes. I don't know if that is lost media now, but it was very interesting.
Kristen pointed that out. There's actually a Kids on the Block group here in Memphis.
Oh,
and
wow.
I've not seen one of the shows yet. But I have met one of the performers. They brought in the giant puppet that walks around. I can't remember the name, Alma maybe, but it represents an organization, and it's just clear out of my head. So, but we were both there. I took Muley, and they had brought that puppet in, and so we were there together at the same time with our puppets, chit-chatting.
It's always fascinating to me when I go to a comic convention with a puppet and I meet somebody else with a puppet. Like it's just like we're fast friends. Such an interesting dynamic.
That Kids on the Block, we have that in Buffalo. I don't know if it still exists, but I was working at a pizzeria at the time, and I remember there was a job interview for that, so I went for it, and it was probably my first real interview. Like the pizzeria just kind of hired me. I had a friend that worked there, so I was like terribly nervous, and I was young. I didn't get the job, but I was more in the puppetry aspect. I didn't know about anything else, right? So I didn't get that job, but I got a job working for Erie One-Bosse's that was working with students that had disabilities. So I was a classroom aide. And at the school I worked at, years later, they came and did the show. And so I remember seeing that show. I know they had different puppets. They had a puppet that was actually in a wheelchair and
had a helmet.
Disabilities. So I actually met someone that used to work for it, the Kids on the Block. So, but I never worked for them, but I've seen the show, and I don't know if they still exist though. I should look that up.
Yeah, they did a lot of stuff with Blacklight. Didn't they do some stuff with Blacklight too?
I don't remember that, but possibly.
Yeah, I never saw them, but I saw the documentary that they had. It was pretty neat.
Oh, cool.
Because I didn't start doing puppets until I was in college, but I was always fascinated. I had the materials to build puppets from when I was like 12 years on. I just had it in a box in my closet. I was just like too afraid to start.
Yeah.
You know?
Fun times. What do y'all think about a sitcom with Dr. Phil Van Neuter and Digit as roommates from Van Neuter's Love 30? I think that would be probably wild to see.
Yeah. It depends on what they did with it. I could see it being a segment if they did the
right.
Like I don't know if it could sustain a whole sitcom, but I think it could probably do like a Pigs in Space 3-minute.
Right. You got to
segment.
Mulch.
Odd Couple.
Yeah.
Yeah, Odd Couple. Yeah.
Yes, right.
Yeah. That's fun. Let's see
what
if we can get one more question in.
Sorry. I was going to ask you guys what your non-Muppet influences are. Do you have any either puppets or other?
Peanuts and Dennis the Menace were two things that inspired me to create growing up. Muppets were mixed in with that. So really Peanuts and Muppets, I want to give ties for getting involved in that. I love watching just about any type of puppetry when I can see it. It's not very often though. It's usually on TV, but if I can see it in live person, I'm always intrigued by it. I got a chance to go down to the Center for Puppetry Arts and, reconnected with some friends there, such as Lamb Chop was on display. I used to like watching Gumby. Gumby was on display that last time I went.
Hopefully, they don't
I
have hot
wasn't
lights.
supposed to know about her, but Madam was on display, and I knew Madam
Yeah.
back then too. So that was kind of a
Yeah.
cool thing. You know, when I was a kid, I wasn't supposed to, but I watched her.
Yeah.
So you know, it's Muppets, obviously, but because the Sesame Street was the first thing I was ever introduced to for puppetry. But as the years went on, there's so many different styles and things. You know, when you watch some episodes of the Muppet Show, for example, and they put in the other performers from, you know, that's not part of their troupe, but the other people would come in and perform. I was just, oh, who is this? What's going on here? I loved it.
Like Mum and Chance and all that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, those freaky.
Speaking of the Muppets,
How about you, Zach? What are your non-Muppet?
I'm gonna say, Kevin, it looks like you're standing on the stage of the Muppet Show. They let you on the set there. Oh, cool! Wow, you're filming live.
I don't want anybody to know. We're not supposed to know, but
I love that.
No, this is the Bonneville Theater, and this is where Muley and Friends will perform from typically.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Big Looney Tunes guy, kind of known for it, being in the airlines with Southwest Airlines. Almost 10 years ago, I went viral doing the character voices on the PA. You might have seen it with Southwest Looney Tunes. And so I did like 11 or 12 different Looney Tune characters for an Arrival PA landing in Chicago, and that went viral. So I've always been
do one of the voices. Do one of the voices.
Yeah, I don't know, Doc. I'm a little nervous.
That's good.
It's all right. But neat, neat. So and I've met many. Voice actors, and some of them. Jeff Bergman, who voiced Bugs Bunny primarily right shortly after Mel had passed away. I met him at a Comic-Con about a year or so ago, and he knew who I was, and he said, "I was on your flight once." I was like, "What?" You know, I think it was before it went viral, and I think he was flying into Pittsburgh, where he's from, and I think he was in the front of the plane, somewhere up front. When I started doing it, I always did it in the back of the aircraft. No one could see me do it. I'd be on the PA, and it's at the end of the flight, right? So when you're getting off the aircraft, you don't see me because I'm coming from the back there. So I don't even know if I knew he was on the flight, right? And I think it was before my thing went viral. I did it, about 100 times or so before it went viral, and then it went viral, right? So he's like, his wife was telling him like, "Oh, we got to say hi," but they had like a tight connection, so I never got to meet him. But when he told me that story, I was like, "Oh my god," it was
that's so weird.
Yeah,
that's a great story.
Funny on my flight, hearing me do all that. So I just thought, I haven't done it yet. I kind of retired it now. That's all, folks.
Yeah.
But once in a while, I've been tricked into doing it. I think the last time I did it was maybe like 3 years ago. We had a group of Girl Scouts actually the whole plane was Girl Scouts. It was completely packed. And they wanted us to say, give the Girl Scouts a cheer. They raised enough money. They're going to Disney World, whatever. So I gave this note to the flight attendant up front, and he's a friend of mine. He goes, "I'm not doing this, Zach. You're doing it." I was like, "What?" So I was like, okay, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to do it in Looney Tune voices. So I did that for them. And I didn't realize that someone filmed it. And I recently found it online. I think I showed it to you, Kevin. And I was part of it where I think I had Bugs Bunny say something like, "Next year, how about a carrot cake cookie?" or something like that. And the group, they just loved it. So yeah, it was special. So, but yeah, Looney Tunes. I love claymation. So talking about Gumby or Wallace and Gromit, and then Pee Wee Herman, Pee Wee's Playhouse, and Elf. I love those shows a lot. So
yeah,
those are some of my influences.
I think Mr. Rogers had a lot.
Yeah.
Like going for me, I was always fascinated by. I think there was one clip of Lamb Chop where suddenly her arm moved, and I've always been fascinated with that. And I didn't realize till after he had passed away that I'd met the guy who, what was his name? I forget his name, but he was actually a member of the LA Guild, and I used to talk to him all the time. I had no idea he was the puppeteer who built that. I was like, "Oh, how did you make that arm move? I have no idea." But I tell you that I didn't watch it at the time, but I told him this story too, that my first exposure to the idea that there were puppeteers was at my local station would show the Muppet Show when it was first run, and they would have promos for soap. And they would always be, Bob and Chuck the ventriloquist and the Jay Johnston, doing it, and it's like, what's that? Like,
Yeah.
and it was like, oh, there's somebody operating the Muppets. Oh, and that was kind of like, as a little 5-year-old kid or
Sure.
whatever, that was my first, like, oh, you could be a puppeteer. So, but I mean, Bill Watterson, Calvin and Hobbes was a big influence on everything I do too.
Oh, absolutely. Those are beautiful comics as well. Yeah, Kristen's pointed out that Sesame Street, Mr. Rogers, and Muppet Show were the first exposure of puppets for a lot of us. Yeah,
Yeah,
I think so. And
I think there was a lot of influence that I got off of the Electric Company too, because it was very much like Saturday Night Live for kids.
It really was. That was my first introduction to Spider-Man, was that, and still to this day, that's my favorite Spider-Man. Sorry, Tom Holland.
I mean, a lot of people know it from Goonies, but that "Hey You Guys" still resonates with people.
Right,
yeah, you're right.
There was a lot of Nickelodeon, like Eureka's Castle was another one that I grew up with, and Mr. Dressup, which is kind of the Canadian Mr. Rogers. That was one I watched a lot too.
Oh, I never have even seen that one.
Yeah,
there was a show called The Secret City with Mark Kistler, which was a drawing one, but they had a puppet arm. It was a dragon, Cindy the Dragon.
Oh, neat! Do you remember Wienerville on Nickelodeon? That was awesome.
Oh, Wienerville is amazing. Because I'm always fascinated by puppets that are not the Henson style.
Yeah,
the stuff he would do where we like walking around like this, or coming through the head, or the human.
Right,
different puppets and stuff. Yeah, that was pretty neat.
I remember Beakman's World, the 2 penguins.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah,
I thought those were kind of neat designs too.
They were great. Those were all great. Yep. And Electric Company was our first introduction to Morgan Freeman smoking a cigarette, DJing the next big tune that came out while telling us how to put syllables together.
Because it's for the kids.
Well, it was for the kids that graduated Sesame Street. And, of course, once you graduate Sesame Street, you got to light them up, man.
Right.
Well, I think let's have Stephen come back in, because I heard the dinner bell ring a moment ago. But let's have Stephen come in, tell about the big charity toward the end of or in September, rather. And then while he does that, Stephen, do you want to take over the whole screen, and we'll pop back in for a little bit with our fabricated Americans to have a little chat before we go for the day? And you're muted, but there you go.
That sounds great. Yes, I told myself I'm going to make sure to remember to unmute when I come back on. Didn't happen.
That's why you forgot.
That's why you have me.
That's why. Yes, thank you, Kevin. All right, I'll take you guys off stage, and you guys get ready.
All right.
All right. I am back. In case you don't know who I am Steve Fisher, and I am a volunteer with Otherworldly Fundraising. We are a group of friends who've gotten together to raise money for charities, just use our talents to help better other people's lives and help better the world. And we got together, and every September we have a virtual con. It's like a virtual comic con where we'll have artists and writers and celebrity guests, trivia, and it's an entire con weekend starting Friday night going through Saturday to Sunday, and it's a great time, and we definitely recommend you guys come, and we're always, each September con we're raising money for a different charity, and I am announcing today that our charity for September is going to be the Waterkeeper Alliance. And it is September 11th to the 13th, 2026. And Waterkeeper Alliance is a global movement united for clean, healthy, and abundant water for all people, on the planet, with a mission to protect our right to clean water and communities around the world, So basically their goal is to ensure that every person on this planet has access to clean water, which is a basic human right. It's just everyone should have clean water. And so we are going to be raising money for them September 11th to the 13th, 2026, Friday through Sunday. And we will have more announcements throughout the year when, we have various guests, whether they're celebrity guests or artists or writers or whatnot. They will be announced, and keep your eyes open. Yeah. Well, it looks like we have some puppets that are ready to start talking to us. And so, yes, anyone that has any questions and wants to ask a puppet, now is the time to do so. All right. So we'll bring them back on stage. Oh, let's get rid of this waterkeeper lines. There we go.
Oh, hey there.
Oh, hello.
Good to see you again. Oh, Mayberry, Sebastian. Whoa.
What's
this
up?
Is so cool.
All right.
Boy, we're going to have a lot of falsettos here, aren't we?
Hey,
I'll let you guys
Zach?
talk amongst yourselves, and I'll be back at the very end.
All right. Yeah. Hey, guys. How are you?
I'm all right.
Good.
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm so happy to see you guys. I haven't seen you both together at the same time.
No, I haven't seen both of you either.
There's some internet rumors that we're actually the same person.
Oh.
Well, I guess that's debunked since we're all here right now.
Oh yeah, okay. That makes sense.
There's something in the eyes. But yeah.
Right. So so how's things in space there, Mayberry?
Well, I've been pretty much just hanging out in a workshop for most of the last 10 years. I haven't been doing a lot of space stuff.
Oh.
How is it on the Muppet Show? Isn't that what you're
yeah, hey, Muley on the Muppet Show.
I should be, yes, but I'm not. No, I'm not. But yeah, so we're here at the Bonneville Elementary School Theater, and it's just there's more space here than at home because my human has way too much stuff, mostly in cardboard boxes.
Full of what?
Plastic.
Plastic.
Yes, he invests too much money in plastic.
Sebastian, you want to see my impersonation of Muley real quick?
Yeah, I'd love to.
Ready?
Hey, wait, can I do that?
Sorry, he was frozen, so I was just kind of doing that.
That was frozen?
Yeah, you were frozen for a little bit of your talk there.
Mm. Oh, well, I just did.
Okay.
He's frozen again. Wait.
He might be faking.
And we're buffering.
I'm getting dizzy.
Yeah. Woo.
Oh.
Kidding. Yeah, so Sebastian, how's things where you are? What's going on at your pad?
Oh, here in Buffalo, we're still in winter. It's starting to get a little warmer here. I love it when the sun is out. We don't get much of that here in the wintertime. But we're getting there, so I can't wait for real spring, about another maybe month and a half for spring. And then it'll be winter again after that. It's always winter in Buffalo. But, just chilling out. And I do like when my buddy Zach goes places that are warm, and I hide in his suitcase so I can go on a vacation.
I have seen you stow away many times.
Yep. I was in
going
San
on those
Juan.
trips.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
What's your favorite trip so far, Sebastian?
Oh, well, San Juan, definitely. It's such a cool
Juan.
place. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think one thing we all have in common is we've all ridden carry-on, right?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Ever gone through the big machine in the suitcase? You ever done that one?
Who?
You ever done the X-ray machine?
Oh, yeah, all the time. Mm-hmm. It's like a CAT scan.
Yeah.
Or a frog scan for me.
Mule scan.
Yep.
And everything came out clear.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That was important. Yeah.
I was really, I made a mistake. I ate a big bowling ball candle before I went through one time, and they put me in, the TSA took me.
What? What did
you bowling ball candle.
A bowling ball candle?
Yeah.
Wow.
What did it taste like?
A bowling ball candle. No.
Wow.
I bet it sat pretty heavy, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Direct.
Did it just bowl you over?
Yeah.
I refuse to answer. Yes. Okay.
Oh, okay.
What about the bowling pins?
Oh, yeah. Well, that's my good buddy Crow.
All 12 of them.
Ah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
That is
you got to be
10.
careful. Some of those bowling
That
pins
is
will
10.
stick you. They really stick to your ribs.
I think you're
And-
buffering.
And you
again.
people thought those puppeteers were wooden, huh? Here we go.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh,
Wait,
pet
am
peeves
I
of puppet
buffering?
gum. What are you guys? What are your pet peeves about puppets?
I really don't have any pet peeves about
Gordon?
puppets. My pet
Oh,
peeves are
okay.
typically
Let
about-
me frame it this way. I hate it when people tell me that I'm made of felt. That's one pet peeve I have.
Well,
they
I
don't
hate
know what they're talking
when
about, I
someone
don't
comes in and ruins the spotlight, like my buddy Gordon here.
Hey, Gordon.
I want to. Whoa, Gordon. That's what I hate. I hate when somebody barges in on you.
Mm.
This is our show.
Well,
I just
especially
wanted
if
to
you're in the
help.
bathroom, but we're not in the bathroom right now.
No.
I don't guess. I'm not.
Do we lose our audience, or do we get some questions here?
Yeah, where's some questions?
Oh, here we go.
Oh, there you go. The Krubers asked, Sebastian, can you do impersonations of the Looney Tunes characters?
Me? I don't do impressions. I guess I could try. Let me think.
Go for it.
It's not going to be very good, but shh, be very quiet. I'm hunting rabbits. Yeah, that's all I got.
I like it.
Muley, do an impersonation of Fozzie Bear.
Michigan J. Frog.
Oh,
What?
Michigan J. Frog, do it.
Hello, my baby. Hello, my honey. Hello, my ragtime gal. How's that?
That was great. Chris
Muley,
Marie
do an
says,
impersonation
"You're
of
made
Fozzie."
heart.
Hey,
yeah,
Muley, do an impersonation of Fozzie.
And let me get centered in. Hiya, hiya, hiya! Hey, great to be here. Waka waka.
Yay!
Very nice.
Oh, that's fun. What's your best impersonation, Melon Pool?
I do a pretty good Gilbert Godfrey.
Oh, yeah?
Okay, go for it.
Yeah. This is the movie that dares to ask another take. Why?
My best Gilbert Godfrey is this. Affleck.
Joel, I am not made of felt. There's not a bit of felt on me.
No?
Mm-mm. No, I mean this is premium fur, man. I was born
I'm
with
pleased.
it. Great.
I made an
deals are
Andron,
born, not
actually.
made. Trevor Hawkins says, "What was your favorite gig? Not frog gigging." Ooh.
Giggity, giggity.
So there's some frog gigging. My favorite gig would have to be I like the cabaret show because we got to work with a lot of humans that were singing and dancing and stuff.
I had a hand in Glee.
Oh, yeah?
Yep. I remember that. I recorded it, as a matter of fact, on VHS.
Wow.
Very 80s of me, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, I have not met Phil Van Neuter, and I would run as far as I could because I do not want him operating on me.
Nope.
I don't even know who that is.
I saw Muppet from Space.
And knowing what that name means, I do not want to be around it.
He'll fix you real good.
Oh boy, won't he? He'll be in a real fix then.
Hey, somebody made it.
Devin.
He made it.
Devin, our friend Devin's here, and he says, I
You made
finally made it. Yes, you have.
Congrats.
Hey, all right, time to go, everybody.
Bye.
Okay, see ya.
Hey, the stage is mine.
Hello,
Hello,
not
my
Dr.
baby. Hello, my honey. Hello, my ragtime gal.
I guess I could.
Wrong stage.
It's a running gag. Look at that. Wow.
It's like going
And then
down.
I float up in the middle. Ooh. Yeah, so just a lot of crazy stuff going on here. Glad you're here, Devin. Yeah. Anybody else have a question for us? Because it's dinner time.
Yeah, I'm starving. What are we having?
My spine is bothering me.
Oh, mercy. Well, Steven, do you want to pop back in with us? Oh, Miley, could you tell the story of Metropolis and the spiders? So, Here we go. So, in Metropolis, Illinois, I would work over at the kids' tent called the Smallville tent, right? And I would get a chance to do the kids' costume contest where I get to introduce the kids. I ask some questions about their costume. Did they make it? How old are you? What's your favorite thing about this character? Show us your super pose. And one of the years that we were doing this, all over my stage, all up my legs, all up my everything that was there visible to the world and not behind the stage was covered in spiders.
Ooh. Spiders are delicious.
Everywhere. Little bitty spiders crawling up your legs, your back, your neck, into your ears. It was
I don't have
awful.
ears.
But not as bad. Not as bad as the year that my human, who was holding me up at the time, was standing on the ground behind the puppet stage during the kids' costume contest when a huge, big thunderstorm was rolling overhead and the wind was blowing the curtain all this way and all that way. And the water got so deep around his went up to his ankles, in his shoes, and up around his ankles. And when he looked down, guess what he saw?
His feet?
Yes, sunken in all of that water with electrical cords. Shocker, right? Yes, it could have been. But he finished the show with me.
Hey, show must go on.
He used to have hair before that event.
Oh.
True
You're
story.
like powder.
Well, hey, it saves money on haircuts.
At least.
Mm-hmm. And shampoo.
Have you guys ever had any terrifying moments like that? Spiders or electricity during a storm?
Like performing a show?
Sure.
I've had objects fall on me. But I mean, being a frog, I'm not too scared of spiders there. But yeah, I've had like glass objects fall on me before. That's not fun.
What?
Yeah.
Where were you performing to have glass?
I think we were doing a commercial for an antique store, and I was supposed to scream out, "These prices are unbelievable!" And I'm like banging on this shelf, and then all this stuff is supposed to fall on me, but some of it was glass, and yeah, that was not good. We ended up having to pay for some of that. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, we ended up changing that out, and then we put all stuffed animals on the shelf, so the glass did not fall and break.
I would have put more glass stuff. No,
more glass stuff next time.
Yeah,
I was at a comic convention one time, and a kid grabbed my eye and pulled the pupil right off.
That. Yeah, I've had this arm sewed on a few times.
Oh, one time at a convention, Ralph was knighted by Darth Vader, and his arm came off with a lightsaber. Ooh. That was kind of fun.
Ouch!
I did a charity event one time, and my leg fell off.
Oh, boy.
Really?
Yeah,
well, it happens to the best of us.
And nobody can get better than us. We're the best. We're the beautiful. We're those who are known as Puppet Americans.
That's right.
We're proud of it.
Yeah, you got to give the credit to Greg the Bunny for the Fabricated Americans.
Yeah, that's where it came from. I couldn't remember.
Yeah,
I couldn't remember. Steven, welcome back.
Hey.
Well. It was great. And I will tell you, Muley, I always love that spider story because I'm arachnophobic. I don't like spiders, so I just think hearing it is and it just always gets me chills.
I'm amazed by the manipulation on that puppet.
Yeah.
Oh wow, yeah, he's that Steven puppet's
I love
pretty
that hat.
huh?
Yeah.
Oh well, thank you. Yeah,
I don't think the hat
God,
doesn't look real, but everything else is looking pretty good.
Look at that.
Kind of cunning, don't you think?
Yeah. Very cool.
Yeah.
Well, Mayberry, Sebastian, thank you for being here with us today.
Yes, thank you guys for showing up.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
thanks everybody who came to watch our little chat about puppetry and inspiration, and quick chats about design and inspiration for performances and stuff. And if you have other questions, feel free to leave them in the chat below, and somebody will respond to you. You can call 1-800. The number's not real. And also, Stephen, do you want to throw another detail out there about Otherworldly Fundraising?
Yeah, so Otherworldly Fundraising, we are a group of friends and nerdy friends who've gotten together to just help out other people, use our talents, make this world a better place. And every September, we have a virtual con where we have celebrity guests and authors and artists and writers, and it's just, we have a great time, and it takes place over a whole weekend. And pardon me, kids, but I'm going to be putting a banner across your heads now. Waterkeeper Alliance is what we're doing this year, and the con is from September 11th to 13th, 2026. And Waterkeeper Alliance is just trying to make sure that every single person on this planet has access to clean water, which is very, very important.
Mm-hmm.
And so you can find Otherworldly Fundraising on YouTube. You can find us on Facebook. We all socials, and we're there. Look us up, and it's great. And every month we do one of these chats so that we can get people to remember our name.
Do it.
Say again?
We don't do it.
No.
Oh no,
I don't know about you, but I'm coming next month.
Oh,
fantastic!
I'll be
fantastic.
watching.
I didn't get that invite yet.
But we, as Otherworldly Fundraising Organization, do chats every month, and we have a great time doing chats, and we learn a lot of different things. And it's this month was puppetry, but we've done cooking before. We have one coming up that's going to be a graphic novel book of the month read, where we're going to talk about graphic novel. And there's just a lot of great things going on. Well, last year we had one where we talked about the TV series Firefly, and that went on for 2 hours because we just couldn't stop gushing about how great the show is. So everything, it's good times. And I know
I don't think my arm could handle the session that long.
Oh, I think that's probably okay. Yeah. But right. I know it's dinner time, so I'm going to sign off. Thank everyone who came to visit. Thank all of our guests, all the people who watched and asked questions, and we had a lot of great questions. And we will see you next month.
Yes. Thanks for coming, everybody. See you later.
Thank you.
Sebastian and Mayberry.
Boy, get out of here.
And Gordon.
And goodbye.